Let's look at this question. If y is equal to cosine of 3 times e to the x, what is dy dx? It's important to remember that dy dx is the same thing as y prime. It just means the derivative. In order to take this derivative, I need something called chain rule. And chain rule is how we take the derivative of composite functions. The important thing here is that I have an outer function and an inner function. My inner function will be what is in the place where you would expect the x variable. That usually this is what follows of. You'll notice I said cosine of 3 times e to the x. 3 times e to the x is the inner function. My outer function, which is cosine. So the pattern that we have is if h of x is equal to f of g of x, then h prime of x is equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. It'll be a little bit like product rule in that I would have an f and a g, but the way that the things proceed is different. So my f of x here, my outer function, will be cosine of x. And my g of x, my inner function, will be 3 times e to the x, not 3 times ex, 3 times e to the x. If I plug 3 times e to the x in for x, I'll get what I started with. So I need f prime of x, and the derivative of cosine of x is negative sine of x. And I need g prime of x, which is 3 times natural log e times e to the x. The natural log of e is equal to 1, so this just becomes 3 times e to the x. So now I want to take my pattern of what the derivative should be here. The way I've broken this down with my f and my g, all I need to do is figure out the pattern that I'm looking at. So what is f prime of g of x? F prime of g of x is just taking f prime and plugging in whatever you see for g of x. Then you're going to take your g of x and plug that in. So at the end of the day, my f prime of g of x would be negative sine of 3 times e to the x times, and I found g prime of x over here, which was 3 times e to the x. So this would be the derivative.